leadership, and I'm excited to see if they can rebound here today against what is certainly going to be one of the stronger teams in their group in the UK.
Yeah, I think the UK is one of the teams that's definitely the strongest right now, and Israel has their work cut out for them. As much as everyone else talked up Team Israel, UK believes in themselves greatly. I was with them last night, and they think they're just going to stomp everyone. They like to talk a little bit of trash. Of course, the bromance is real between Cruz and Christopher, the Christopher, if you will, and then Reels is kind of getting in there as well. Those guys are always hanging out together.
I guess in the back, I think everyone ships Christopher. We just know that they're right for each other. Really, they have a healthy competition between each other. They always want to show each other up, and really, they've been having one heck of a good time. But we'll see if Israel can make things a little bit more harsh for them here today as they get started on their attack.
Well, Israel on the attack is queued up right now in a Pharah and Mercy. The interesting thing about the United Kingdom is they were talking to me about this last night, and they said, it's crazy that we don't even have to worry about it because Boombox will deal with it. Boombox alone will deal with the Pharah Mercy. He can right-click charge them with one shot and take down a Pharah, so watch out for that.
And that's just how good Boombox is, where he's one of the most accurate Zenyatas in the game. But now we see Israel moving right in, straight up the gut, using the Pharah to deal some damage and make some space. The United Kingdom, though, giving them that space, backing out, bending, but not breaking. But so far, if Fragon can stay alive, this is not bad for Israel.
Oh, this is great. This is exactly the position they want to be in. Cruz is going to have to dive in and initiate, and oh, that is a huge kill from Christopher to take down Fragon.
They take him down early on, but there are trades back and forth here. Israel was able to get Specs out of the equation. Awkward with good positioning here into the back. Might have to worry about Winston in his face in just a moment, but Israel, it does look like steam is running out here on this push. They're not going to be able to stay in it. They will get thrown back.
Of all the hybrid maps, Numbani first is the most reminiscent of an assault map. The walk back to first is very, very long. A bus broke down on the way there. That's how long. Out of gas or out of juice, whatever it may be. You need to ace this first fight. You have to win it very, very decisively because the defensive reinforcements will come back on the point.
Here's the problem right now for Israel is that Mikey does already have that pulse bomb, and he was getting very good ambushes in yesterday. So not only does Israel have to worry about their initial engage up the gut, they have to make sure that their supports are well protected even as the Pharah is in the sky. Eco, under pressure early on, gonna get thrown back a bit. United Kingdom getting good poke damage in, and now they have two support ultimates up. That's going to power them to dive in here, and Boombox passes into the Iris to start out this fight.
Well, he starts it out, but they're actually waiting this out in a nice defensive barrage as Cruz was getting in onto Fragon, so the Pharah defending his Mercy right there. They do trade back and forth right now on the offense.
The UK has used both support ultimates here, and they don't have a lot to show for it. Israel still coming in very strong. Eco controlling the skies, and we'll see if this is enough as Sean P was able to get to that back line of the UK.
Oh, that is a devastating loss though right there to lose the second DPS as Eco goes down in that fight. And as I mentioned, you need this to be a clean engage, a clean take early on to grab this first point on Numbani. You make some changes as Awkward's over onto the offensive Sombra now.
The problem there, and I'm not sure I like this early swap onto the offensive Sombra. You don't have that much time to build an EMP. You only have a minute 40 left. This is going to be a little bit rough, especially when they don't have a support ultimate to deal with this Dragon Blade. But the UK is getting pushed back again. Boombox is out of this fight early, so there is now a very good opportunity as Cruz is going to have to make up for lost time. The Blade is out, dives right in, finds Fragon, but is shut down by the deadliest of bitches.
Very low, but that is their main support now out of this fight. And yes, Sombra can be in a support-ish role, but not going to be the healing with Lucio into that fight. So now the trades come out. Trades are going to benefit the defense in this situation. A late EMP is there the cleanup.
And this is back and forth, but it's not as decisive as Israel would like here early on. Mikey still rolling in around the point. The ability to bring this back for the UK. Cruz is in there as well, and the flanking DPS of the UK is holding strong. Cruz gonna cut down two, and Israel finding themselves down to their final minute.
Cruz absolutely crushed it yesterday. Today, trying to regain that form right now. They have 33% or one tick, as colloquially referred to. Mikey has been a pleasant surprise for a lot of people here. It's all the great tracers in this tournament, but he even stood out amongst them yesterday.
And it was a little bit of a surprise given his online results, but he has really come into form here in this live environment. Now Israel, 30 seconds left remaining. The final push for them underway. They're taking their time on this engagement. The United Kingdom again, backing off. They're more than willing to give Israel space here, but then they dive back in when Israel gets on the point.
Well, Lucio's definitely going to have a target on his back. A huge kill onto Cruz, though. That's a big part of their fight down. They're going to sound barrier and double in onto this fight.
They are certainly doubling down right now. Eco, pick him another kill. Has a Dragon Blade that he could invest and take this point right now, and he's going to do it. The Blade coming out, looking for targets. They even dropped the EMP. Christopher, though, he's had enough. He comes in and unleashes his primal rage and is making all sorts of space right now. The United Kingdom not giving up without fight, and they're throwing Israel back.
And the tanks just have to stall. The defensive reinforcements will come in as the last member of Israel falls onto the point. Not going to get there on time to touch it. A victory transcend onto the cart there as they stop them before they can cap first point. Nice defense by the United Kingdom.
For the UK, what more can you say, but that was remarkably solid. And what does it mean when you have a first point defense like that? It means that when you come in on your attack, all you have to do is just do slightly more to get in.
Solid sign. Like me some numbers. We've seen it again and again in this tournament where tanks are saving ultimates for stall, especially on defense of these points where the defense is going to be able to reinforce quickly enough. Not necessarily looking for kills, just buying time, leaping into the air. You see it with Diva, you see it with Winston, to buy time for your actual punching power to come back in. United Kingdom executed it great there towards the end. Win condition pretty simple for them going on the offense.
Meanwhile, for Israel, not only do they have to have a first point hold on the Bonnie, which we do not see very often, but they have to do it to an extreme level where they have to prevent the United Kingdom from getting about 60% progress on the point. Much easier said than done. It has been done before, but it is a tough hill to climb indeed.
There's a bit of an interesting switch to go to the offensive Sombra. There's not a great pack locations. The mega pack on this point is in the left side tunnel down there, and then you're boxed in. It's like fighting in a basement. You don't want to do it.
No, and I think one thing that was a little bit of a gamble coming in from Israel there is that they did drop the EMP, and they were really sort of figuring out if they wanted to save the Dragon Blade or not. But when you're facing a first point hold, it might have been better to just simply combo those two together and make sure, because now this is the worst case scenario for them where they don't have any margin for error. We will not be seeing a streets phase on the Bonnie one way or another. It will be decided by point A, one way or another.
Pretty standard compositions lined up for both of these squads coming out, and the eyes should definitely be on Cruz and Mikey, who were able to crush yesterday. Cruz had the best Dragon Blades of all of the group, getting 3 and 4 eliminations each time that ultimate came out.
And the UK right now, there might be no chill to this offense. They are going right up the gut. Boombox looking for those early pickoffs. UK already diving right in. Christopher and Cruz deeply inside. Boombox protected into the back. And now Deadly Mitch, going to be lucky to stay alive, has to immediately back out as the United Kingdom is winning this poke war and slowly making their way in.
UK knows where their bread is buttered. They are going to keep Boombox alive, or sometimes just let him be the bait box and back and go in after it. Some trades do come out. Mikey does fall trying to take down the opposing Zenyatta. So Awkward showing he's not a second fiddle Zenyatta to Boombox here as he's been able to protect himself. It does go down in the end, but it's too late.
Israel was able to weather the storm there. That was actually looking very good for the UK just on poke alone, but they were not able to turn the corner without paying the price. Israel was able to refortify their position, get a few key pickoffs, but you look at the UK, they're immediately coming back up. They're not really waiting a whole lot here. They're going to be throwing attempt after attempt into this because, again, they don't have to get too much progress on this point.
A great barometer of these nerves for Israel might be Caffey. He struggled a little bit with pulse bombs early yesterday. He's got it ready to go, and they're going to need a bigger contribution out of him if they have hope in this set.
Now the UK. They go to the high ground, they drop right back. They're taking it slow, but Cruz eats a Helix rocket early on, and Cafe finding Boombox into the back. So Israel holding strong here. This is actually now looking a little bit dicier for the UK as Israel might be seeing a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel.
I mentioned the length of the walk-up for the offense, so we're a little over 2 minutes left. That's generously 3 pushes, 3 more attempts at this. Really, we want to be waiting for the Cruz Blade coming out. He might combo it with either of the support ultimates, probably a sound barrier to give him more mobility.
Very likely, but Israel, they have a way of dealing with. Boombox is down immediately. That's Deadly Mitch and Awkward finding a way in as Deadly Mitch lives up to his name. It's a double kill here for the Winston player of Israel, and already the UK, they're going for the reset. Farewell, Diva.
They look much more in sorts. Yesterday, Deadly Mitch had some initiation problems, and he got punished for it very early, especially on Hollywood. Caffey was missing a lot of his pulse bombs, and now it's been the complete opposite. Israel is falling back onto that strong leadership, the strong coaching. They're calmer, and they look completely different.
And what we see from Team Star well coached is good defense, but the United Kingdom, they are bringing everything to bear right now. They are fully loaded, and they're diving right in. They force out the sound barrier immediately. United Kingdom using a sound bear of their own, and here comes Cruz. His patented Cruz blade moving in, finds Awkward. What more can he get? Diving in, not able to get immediately what he wants, but still, 6v5 for the UK. An excellent opportunity here. They've put a tick on the board, and Israel has to be careful, but with Eco going down, they're quickly losing steam.
Oh, they are now just piling on. Deadly Mitch still alive, does go down, so the tanks are not going to be able to stall. Awkward, the only one going to be able to come back here, as Sean P will be demeched and deleted, as United Kingdom will take the first map here on Numbani.
I gotta say, for how that started out for Israel, I still think there was a lot of hope given with how they handled that defense. It's a case where I do wonder how this map would have gone if they were able to get that first point and go into a streets phase, because this is a little bit closer than what it might look like from above. So this is gonna be interesting.
It's the Cruz intimidation factor, though, because that sound barrier came off before the blade was even pulled. He dashed through, he made Fragon a bit nervous, that sound barrier came out, he went to the low ground, waited it out, and then busted out the blade. Yeah, he only got one, but it also forced out the primal rage to deal with Cruz into the corner, so there was an intimidation factor, and why wouldn't you be afraid of Cruz after what his Genji did yesterday?
Well, the other thing, too, about this final fight is that Cruz also had plenty of room to work with. Of course, this was back on the UK defense, and Cruz cleaning up kills, very solid stuff from him, but that's what we've come to expect from him.
It's the distribution of talent as well. You need to have multiple threats on this team. That's why it was so important for this United Kingdom team to get the contribution they got from Mikey yesterday. Which one do you want to shut down? When teams focused on Cruz, Mikey punished them as well. So distributing your talent across several different threats, so important in this kind of tournament.
The other thing I also like there is that the UK going into that final fight, they knew that they only needed one good fight. They didn't need full progress, so they did save their ultimates. They had maybe one or two pushes that were a little bit more on the junk push side than they would have normally have done, but they knew that they could go with 6 ultimates and really give themselves a big advantage.
United Kingdom might be the complete antithesis of this Israel team. Is there a calmer, more relaxed team in the entire tournament?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
I haven't seen it if it has been the case. Those guys are just out on vacation and they happen to be playing some Overwatch and playing pretty darn well.
Well, we will be moving to Lijiang Tower, where Israel, if they want to keep their hopes alive in this tournament in group stage day number 2, they certainly are going to need to find a way through here.
Going to be difficult for them because Lijiang Tower lends itself to good flankers, good DPS play, and I think Mikey and Cruz are just feeling it right now. Also, on this kind of map, the entry on certain stages is very difficult over the bridge or through pack room. And you know who likes to punish entry on Zenyatta? Rhymes with Shmoom Schmox.
Gee, could it be Boombox? Is that what you're going for?
You are correct.
Oh my goodness.
I should have made it more difficult, I guess.
It was difficult enough for me. I was really stumped for a moment.
Well, Israel did come alive a little bit yesterday as their set went on, maybe getting a little bit of the nerves out of the way, but it did seem much better for them, a little more focused, but they need to bring it all together. Look, overall, United Kingdom is just going to be a tough out for anyone in this tournament.
While the UK, they have reason to feel good right now. Their total map score in the tournament, 5-0, and they're looking to add more here. Lijiang Tower underway, both teams trading off immediately, but Smex punished right away. So 5-on-5 to open this up between the UK and Israel.
Yeah, interesting, because Smex is their flex player. I know that's kind of funny, but he generally was on the Diva a lot of the time. They're trying to run Cruz on the Diva of all things, which is a little bit interesting. Smex just probably has the better 76 overall. Maybe that's what they're feeling, but an interesting composition of who's on playing what for the United Kingdom and getting punished for it.
Sean P able to make some room here as Diva play coming into its own, and it's going to be Israel taking down the UK piece by piece, bit by bit, and that will give them first control of this point.
Yeah, chasing out, getting those last bit of cleanup kills. Dancing with a Lucio as a tracer, not always the best idea, especially if he's not discorded. The health regen can be very difficult. Trying to throw the pulse bomb, throws it right on the ground, unable to get that Lucio. But, as you mentioned, first point captured by Israel. United Kingdom, how do they re-enter this area?
Well, right now they re-enter now. Sean P is not in the fight. This is a 6v5 opportunity. The UK knows. They strike. The sound barrier comes in, and they're going to be pushing Israel back. They take good advantage of that late pickoff of the Diva, and Israel, they have to give up room here as the United Kingdom floods onto the point.
But smart to give up the room there. They still had people alive to dance on the point and waiting for their reinforcements. They came in as a really strong 4 reinforcements right there. They're going to sound barrier, use their ults, but that can't happen right there. They had people alive, they just sound barriered, and they gave up the point for free.
You can delay this point so long if you're Intelligent Mountain, you can have a losing fight that's still basically a win. But you're right, Israel, they back off the point where they could have stayed on it for a little bit longer, and they let the United Kingdom flip it, perhaps a little bit earlier than it should have been flipped.
Just a little bit. We'll see if they can get back in here too. Israel did invest nearly everything that they had into that fight, but so did the United Kingdom. We're going to be treated as some vanilla ultimate list Overwatch here and see who's just got the mechanical goods. Going to be difficult for Israel to get in. Over the bridge every time.
That's where you look at the Boombox. This is where he really makes his money. But Israel diving right in. They don't want to give Boombox time to look for those pickoffs. Now it's Eco into the back, chasing down Reels, and oh, that's how you get tinnitus. Blown right back. 5 on 5, but the UK holding strong. This is really back and forth, but Israel, they're able to flip control the point.
Anyone want to play the objective here? It's been interesting back and forth, and each team has just given up a little too much space playing on that razor's edge. Mikey and Boombox do combine for 2 though, so now they are definitely in advantage on the point body-wise, but the tank's alive for the moment. It does seem like United Kingdom will win this fight, eventually flip it back. This one has gone back and forth several times.
Well, Israel, even though they lose the fight in the end, they are able to tread some water here. They still have an advantage in progress. That will go away in a moment, but still very even between these two teams. The next fight will be crucial because even if Israel loses it, they need to pull some ultimates out of the UK. The UK, they're going in really deep here to start this out. They don't get any kills here just yet. Frygon, keeping his team alive, and he's gonna speed boost right in.
His self-destruct come up over top, and it did stall them out for a second. Transcend on the other side of things as Frygon will knock him away. Mikey and Eco into a battle for their lives, but it is Cappy who does bust out the visor, able to take down Mikey eventually. This has been a brawl on and around the point, but Israel not able to take it just yet as UK 80%.
They have momentum though, they're getting every kill they need to. United Kingdom, they're losing players, and now they are going to lose the point. Very back and forth between these two teams, and Israel not going down yet. However, Hex, the United Kingdom, 1 fight away from taking this map, so Israel now, they have no more room to give.
Perhaps a little too aggressive on the last jump in from Christopher. He was the first to fall in the last time as he was unable to get out. He's going to have Primal Rage up, a great stall out, and you can knock off on this point as well.
Deadly Mitch under pressure though, a nice disengage. Gets out, gets healed up, but still under pressure, not able to get away. Christopher finishing his play. Deadly Mitch is out, and now the United Kingdom, with an advantage in the tanks here, starting to work their way in, and they flip control of the point. This is all sorts of bad for Israel. Now, the question is, on a hope and a prayer, can they even get back in?
Well, they should have their Tracer up there waiting and trying to go through pack room just to step a toe on the point. You can see the silhouette in the distance. That's exactly where the Tracer is because they're getting locked out by this self-destruct. Tracer does get on the point, and they have a Winston out there. They are able to stall it.
Israel now having to run the obstacle course, get back onto the fight with United Kingdom having far better positioning, and they're losing player after player in trying to do this. It is, again, a desperation measure, but the United Kingdom, they're well prepared, they layered the sound barrier, and now Israel is getting thrown off this point. It is looking like the United Kingdom should be taking round number 1.
They were put in a bad position to have to touch the point. It was the Tracer and the Winston who were there on the point, but they went down in short order. Israel had to take a 4v6, unable to pull it back in their favor. The United Kingdom will take stage 1.
But let's remember now how good the United Kingdom was yesterday, and how Israel was working through multiple problems yesterday. This has been a much stronger Israel team, even though they haven't been able to quite convert that into round victories or map victories here just yet. They really took the UK to the limit there.
They have looked much stronger. Their tank play has been good overall. Sean P started out that last stage with a couple of very nice kills. And now we're going to head over to Control Center as Israel tries to steal a map from the United Kingdom, who have looked so strong. It'll be a difficult ask. And Smex, as I mentioned, their flex player, doesn't seem like he wants to flex on Zarya. She's always been pretty good on this stage.
Well, I also like running the Zarya here in these closer, more brawly areas like the Control Center, because it means that you're more likely to get that charge early on. It's harder to avoid players that get shielded by the particle barrier. And Mosia Smex can land some good gravitons in these choke points as well.
Israel does not want to do the Braveheart and just charge straight into each other. A little more strategic. They're just falling back. I think they want to wait for the point to open up and start putting a little bit of progress on there, force the fight to come to them in the position they wanted.
Sean P is getting a lot more pressure on him here. He had the back out pretty early. They had the Diva out of the fight, and now the pressure goes on the Deadly Mitch, who's finding himself much in the same situation. They haven't been able to be in at the same time here just yet for Israel, but Cruz digs too deep, pays the price. Israel now at the first 3 kills, and they should be able to flip this in their favor.
Should be able to grab it easily, and it's a good job by Sean P just to even stay alive during that. Zarya the natural counter to the Diva as the defense matrix does nothing against that beam. Now Smex off of that Zarya going to run a Diva of his own just to kind of mitigate some of that bullet damage.
And Eco had a lot of cleanup towards the end of that fight. That's given him a Dragon Blade for this next fight. Even Cruz has not built it up here just yet, so he might be getting a taste of his own medicine. United Kingdom diving right in, but where is Eco? His blade is at the ready. Cruz, not quite there yet. And Cruz, he gets the blade mid-fight. He's diving in. It's 2 kills now for the UK, but Eco is slicing in turn.
Yeah, Eco says, whatever you can do, I can do better. Does get a double elimination on his own Dragon Blade, and that is enough. A little knock off the edge as Smex goes off the side of Control Center. Israel dominates that fight and will retain control of the point.
Israel looking very, very good right now. They need about 2 to 3 more really good team fights to take this map, but they are in a good position. UK invested a lot into that fight for no result, and even if they drop the beat here, it will be met by a sound barrier in turn. So Israel, plenty to work with here as we go into this fight.
It's so important that they have both support ultimates. On paper, that is a fight that they should win every single time. They're going to take the fight to them. The aggressive Transcendence incoming as they push them all the way back. No kills to show for it, though. They force out the counter trans.
Yep, United Kingdom now coming in with a layered Transcendence a little bit later. Gives him an edge. That forces out the barrier, but Cruz goes down again. He keeps diving in deep, and he keeps getting punished. Cafe punishing him there, and now Israel with a 6v5. They can pull this right back.
Yeah, and that's exactly the target you want to take out of it, the biggest threat there. However, Christopher, now with his friend Cruz down and out of the fight, will even things up. The self-destruct over the top. Boombox and Mikey go down, and now Eco cleaning up with that Dragon Blade.
He might be a boombox, but he suffered the boom. The self-destruct over the top, having its way with him there as Sean P has come out in force for Israel. 93% to 0. They are well on the verge of taking this round and bringing us to a 3rd and final round to decide Lijiang.
They played a beautiful reactionary style. Every time United Kingdom comes in, they've done a great job of catching that aggression and then finding the right moment to push it back and be aggressive themselves.
Israel already an early pickup on the mic, and speaking of booms, Cafe, the pulse bomb into the back finds Reels, and Israel is almost certainly now going to be forcing a round number 3. We have ourselves a match.
It's a great sign for their Tracer to be hitting these pulse bombs. Yesterday, that was something he struggled with early on. I think it's the nerves. Pulse bomb's such a finesse ultimate. One hair left or right, and you completely miss, and you end up blowing up part of the environment. But he's been hitting his targets today. A great sign for them, as again, you need the Tracer and the Genji to both be on the same page, to both be a threat to really dominate fights.
No doubt about it. And let's just think about playoff implications here. If Israel is even able to get one map, that puts more pressure on Germany tomorrow when they play against the United Kingdom to get a map of their own. So this is potentially going to make the group very interesting if Israel can steal Lijiang Tower away.
Germany and United Kingdom were hanging out a little bit with each other last night outside. No love lost between those two teams. They are both very confident in their ability to play against each other as we are in the 3rd and final stage here on Lijiang Tower. And now Israel's done a good job of taking area away and controlling these points and fights early on.
With one lapse in judgment notwithstanding, they've been very good about playing the objective here so far, but Sean P went to the well one too many times. Punished here early on. Cruz gets his revenge, and United Kingdom starting out the night market stronger here, looking to funnel Israel into the back corner and take them out. And Boombox will be taking out his opposite number.
Everyone very low. Cafe was able to take down his counterpart in Mikey, and Mikey, who had a great game against Logix yesterday, no slouch in the Tracer v Tracer, but the rest of the United Kingdom there to add a little bit more damage. Israel didn't have the healing necessary after Awkward went down to be able to sustain through that fight. United Kingdom will take first control.
But what we've been seeing from the UK is more and more pressure going on the Sean P. He has been arguably Israel's greatest threat here so far. Very strong diva play, but if you can neutralize him, you make other parts of Israel beat you. And Awkward gonna get caught by Cruz early on. This time Cruz's dive is successful, and Israel gonna have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, they're gonna get here on the chase. They do send in their Tracer to try to go in there. They know that they don't want to go too far deep. They had already won that fight with very quick, decisive early kills. You don't want to take a 4v6 if you're Israel. UK is still in control as we tick up to nearly 40%.
Here's where things get scary for Israel. Cruz can drive a dagger right into their hearts right now. This would be a crushing team fight if the UK won it. And you see both of their flankers have those ultimates up and at the ready. Boombox, of course, fishing for kills, but it's Cruz who's a threat. The blade into close quarters, looking to make this a chop house, but no, he's taken down. And Israel still fighting.
It has been Sean who's been able to do so much for this team, and now it is all Israel going off right now. They've been trading out Zenyatta's early in both of these fights. Smex trying to use a self-destruct to get off of the point. He does stall it out a little bit. Israel has not taken control of the point just yet, and now the UK is bringing it back.
You take Christopher in a 1-on-4 fight, and he still somehow kills your diva. That's really big. It's nice delay coming out here from the United Kingdom. Eco, the blade comes out, had the back out, doesn't really get as much from it as he might like. The fight still very much in progress. The UK is filtering back in. Israel needs 1 or 2 kills here to turn this, and I'm not sure they're going to get them.
Well, yeah, not as much as he'd might like. I think Echo would have liked to get at least 1 kill in there. Israel still fighting back onto this point. Meanwhile, UK has had control the entire time, 95%, but Israel getting the kills they need. Can they finally wipe it off?
It's do or die right now for Israel. Cafe keeping them in it. We are in overtime, but Israel not dead here just yet. The pulse bomb from Mikey, though, connects. Deadly Mitch, simply dead. He's out of the fight right now, but Mikey is going to fall. Israel now starting to get more control onto this point, and it is looking like they will indeed flip it. They have to be perfect here, Hex, but they still have a shot.
They have to be absolutely flawless throughout these next bunch of engages. United Kingdom at 99%. That fight started when it was about 50%, and they were just able to keep control of the point the entire time. Israel not with the decisive team fight that they needed. Now UK looking to find the one fight they need. They're nearing sound barrier, they're nearing self-destruct.
United Kingdom can play with house money here. They can save up their ultimates and just really fish one up to it. They almost took the point for free. Mikey being sneaky into the back, and now going for the Zenyatta of Awkward, being a pest, drawing attention back towards him, and farewell, Mikey. Awkward having no more of that. And that's big here for Israel as they struggle to hold on.
It was actually a really big deal that they got all that progress early. Meanwhile, Specs has come out. He's taken Deadly Mitch out of the fight. Cruz, Dragon Blade gets nothing as it is transcended through. He's going to wait for it to fade, tries to find Awkward. Awkward will go down.
2 big kills right now for the United Kingdom. They are feeling victory within their grasp. They just need a little bit more, but Cafe still in and around. Was able to get Boombox. Can he be the hero here once more? Eco had the Dragon Blade, gets 1, but no more. Christopher being the bouncer now for the UK, trying to rock and sock his way in and about and hold this firm. But Israel, they're streaming back onto the point.
They've had some really good delay from Deadly Mitch, but Boombox comes in here, and he's on the Soldier 76 now. Boombox off the Zenyatta will eliminate 4, take it all by himself.
That's not a regulation Zenyatta, that's a soldier. This was not allowed, except for all the times it is. Boombox being the hero out of nowhere. It's not just Zen, this guy can play. He puts the United Kingdom over the top, and they're gonna take map number 2.
Boombox has always been a DPS in support clothing. Why not just unmask yourself, show your true heart, and he actually gets play of the match. I know you guys can't see it, but Boombox, the Zenyatta on 76, steals play of the game.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, is your support likely to randomly change to a DPS? It's more likely than you think. Talk to you about the risks and worries.